The Story of Me is brought to you by Liuna, Ontario Provincial District Council. Liuna, feel the power.
Greetings. Our guest came from a small village in Ireland, and in Canada he traveled far and wide to be involved in some of the biggest construction projects of the day. Highway 427, the subway in Toronto, the pipelines in North Bay, a dam in Calgary, and so on. The work ethic is personified in today's guest, Mr. George Gill. Mr. Gill.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And you're all dressed up.
In my proud 183 jacket.
Yeah.
Very proud of.
You're proud of this connection.
Very much so. Yes.
We're going to talk about that in a little while. We'll start in a small village in Ireland. Where?
It was in the centre of Ireland, really. Yes.
What was the name of the town?
It was called Castle Pollard.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have trouble pronouncing it, but was it a small town?
It was a small village, really.
Village.
Yeah.
You have memories of that?
Yeah, I grew up there. You never forget where you come from.
That's right. Now, your father was a gardener.
Yeah, he worked in a big
estate.
estate. Yeah, he did a lot of gardening and stuff.
And your mom was a homemaker?
Yes.
You were a fairly large family, 6 kids.
6. I was the
3 boys, 3 girls.
Yeah.
You were the youngest.
Yeah.
How was it to be the youngest?
Oh, I got lots of bossing around and lots of smacking around. Well, my sisters and brothers were
your
older ones than me, so I had to take all the lumps that came with it.
How did you handle that?
Oh, pretty well, you know what I mean. I had my moments, I guess, like everybody.
Yeah.
But no, it was a good life. We enjoyed,
it was a good life?
Yeah, it was in the country, and there was no, you didn't have to worry. You could, you went out and you never came back only for your meals when you were a kid, you know.
You told me earlier that your family was poor.
Yeah.
But there was always enough food, right?
Oh, there was always enough food, but we didn't have a lot of luxury things, like we didn't have TV. I remember when we got our first radio back in 56, maybe 55, 56. That's when the hydro, that time there wasn't much hydro in the countryside.
That's right.
And when they brought the electricity around, then people got a little more modern than they were.
Yeah.
But before that, it was pretty bleak, you know.
Yeah.
With lamps and, you know.
How did your family survive? I mean, there was enough food, but day to day was difficult sometimes.
Well, yeah, it was difficult enough to have to feed, you know what I mean. We had a piece of land and we grew a lot of, you know, the homegrown stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Did you help your parents with chores?
Yeah, all the time. When I was a kid, I had to go gather some wood, you know what I mean?
Gather wood?
Yeah. For what lighting fires. We had no we had an open fireplace.
Yes.
And we had to bring wood in we had to chop wood and take it in and we'd do all the chores. We had no water in the house at that time.
How did you get water?
We had to go to the local pump, what we used to call the local pump.
Well.
It was like a well, yeah, but it was a hand pump, and you could get the water out of that, and you had to haul it home. In the summertime, we'd spend hours carrying water because Mum would be doing washing. You know, she did it on a washboard.
That's right.
That's what people don't know what it is today. So, in a big bathtub.
Yeah.
And she used to scrub us in the bath, too, when we were kids, so...
So you would say you were a busy kid?
Oh, yeah, it was always chores to do. You weren't just...
But
playing.
So you were busy, but what kind of kid were you? Were you...
Oh, I was a bit cheeky, I guess, at times, but...
How was that?
Yeah. Well, I was to my mum more than my dad. My dad wouldn't take any of it, you know. He would, you know, he was from the old school. And they didn't think much of giving you a smack back then.
A smack?
Yeah. So
therapeutics.
Yeah. By all means, it was therapeutic. It was
now,
straight.
You attended school until the age of 15.
Yeah.
And then no more. You went
That
to
was
work,
yeah.
Why did you not continue?
Well, that time you didn't continue because you had to pay for school.
Yes.
There was no free schooling back then.
And there was no money for that.
There was no money for school.
Did any one of your siblings go to school?
No, my eldest sister went. She did quite a bit in school.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
But my brothers didn't do well because we didn't want to go anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Because school that time was an old school and it wasn't very healthy. You know.
Not very appealing.
No, it wasn't, and the teachers weren't very appealing at the time. You know.
So you left school at age 15 to work. What did you do?
I went to work work on a farm for a while with a farmer, and we did a lot of. I had to milk cows for him. You know what I mean? Milk by hand. You know, we used to milk 6 cows in the morning and 6 cows in the evening time by hand.
I know.
And that was 7
There were
days.
no machines?
No, 7 days a week too.
7 days a week.
Yeah,
because the cows could not wait. In 1961, something really happened in your life that probably had a big effect on you. Your father died of a heart attack.
Yeah.
How old were you then? 16?
I was 15.
15.
Just turned 15.
Oh my God, you had just left school.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I hadn't left school. I was still
Not
in.
yet.
Yeah, not
Not
yet.
yet.
But after that, I left school. But when he died, of course, then, well, most of my siblings were gone.
Okay.
They had emigrated, you know, my sister.
You were with your mom still?
Yeah, I was the last one to leave.
How did this affect the family and you?
Well, most of my brother had gone to England. My other brother went to.
Yeah.
My other brother was in England, and he went to the States from England.
Yeah.
And I had an aunt in the States, so that helped quite a bit, you know.
This was a big loss, though.
Yeah, it was, yeah, because we were close, you know, me and my dad were close.
And you were 15, so you already felt the loss, I'm quite sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did this mean that you had to take over some of
Well,
the...
yeah, I had to be, you know, my poor mum wasn't, you know, she wasn't able to do much anyway, you know what I mean, so I had to help her out.
Yeah.
Until I left, you know.
Yeah. Until you left.
Yeah.
For Canada.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. Now, you then went from the farm to an electrical company?
Yeah, I moved up the ladder. I got to a job digging holes for poles.
You were there for 1 to 2 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Then in 64, you worked in the city for a concrete roof tiles company.
Yeah, we were there for about...
So you were diversifying.
Yeah, well, I was going you know, you had to keep going at the time.
And then you worked in construction, building sheds for farms.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah, we did a bit of that for a few years, you know, for a while.
Yeah.
Wherever is, you know,
15 and 21, you did all of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 15 to 20, actually.
Were you doing anything? I mean, you're a teenager at this point.
Yeah.
Teenagers like to have fun. Did you have any fun at all?
Yeah, we had a lot of fun when we used to go to, we used to have a lot of dances and halls, you know. There was a show, what we used to call the show band era. These were people that, you know, with 6 to 10 guys in a band, and they would play all the modern music at the 60s.
You never played an instrument?
No. I tried,
I see a picture up there.
Yeah, that was
playing an instrument.
That was my friend Eddie.
In Canada.
Eddie and me came to Canada together.
Yeah. Picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it sure was a problem.
When you came to Canada in '66, did you leave a girlfriend behind?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, with all that dancing, I'm sure.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend for going at the time, and
Would this girlfriend be eventually your wife? Or
no. This girl has passed since I.
Huh?
Oh yeah, well, you had to have a good time when you were 16, 17. You thought.
Yeah. You immigrated to Canada with two friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my
Did
two
you know
best.
much about Canada?
Not very much, no.
Nobody knew.
No, I knew it was a cold country.
Cold, for sure.
But, yeah.
And
But I had a friend of mine that he lived in Edmonton, and he was home on holidays, and he had rented
he told you about
yeah, he had a big rented car, and
Okay.
I thought must be money to be made over there because he was bragging to me about all
He was bragging.
Yeah.
I know. Nobody wants to talk about the harsh realities.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he was okay. You joined him in Edmonton for the first year of your stay in Canada.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, we knew them. We got to know some people out there.
What did you do?
In Edmonton, we worked for a company called Western Arteries. They used to build skating arenas.
Ah.
You know, the dome ones.
Construction.
Yeah, it was in construction. We did all the foundations.
Yeah. Now, in '67, you came to Toronto.
Yeah.
Edmonton was not good enough?
Well, we were in Edmonton, and me and one of my buddies that was with me, they came with me from Ireland. We were laid off, but the other guy was kept, but he didn't want to stay because we were laid off, you know. It was coming into the winter time.
So you came to Toronto for a job?
Yeah. We had a friend
Did you have
down
something in mind?
We had friends down here that we knew,
Yeah.
and they were in the construction business, and that's how we got we got into the. Then I came in 67 from
67,
Edmonton,
that's right.
and then I joined the union in April of '67.
The very same year.
Yeah.
Now, your first job before you joined Local 183 was power washing buildings. But that was not under Local 183.
No, but it was just, it was
temporary.
yeah.
Few
It was
months.
just jobs, you picked
Yeah.
up, there was nothing fancy in it,
Now, up to now, you were laid off, but
Oh yeah,
you
we
were never without a job, really.
always had something going, like if there was low work and there was no work in the union, well,
Yeah,
I worked one winter in a foundry,
yeah.
and it was
Now,
only for
joining a union, I would think that it was not that easy then. Was it easy?
it was hard enough, it was like it
Did
was
you have to have connections?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course, you had to.
Yeah.
There was a lot of connections that
Yeah.
time, the union was up on St. Clair Avenue. It was only
That's
a
right.
small little building that
was
time.
small.
Yeah, and there was quite a few people, but there were,
Yeah.
at the union, but there was different jobs,
Yeah.
and I guess I got into the subway. I wanted to get into it because there was the
Yeah.
best jobs
But
going.
you first got involved in the construction of Highway 427.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah.
project.
that was.
What did you do there?
Well, that was 427. We started at Evans Avenue. We had a big yard at Evans and 427,
Right at the
where the 27 motel used to be.
right at the foot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
427.
yeah.
So you started.
Yeah, well, it was going at that time. We were going north. We were building all the bridges for
Yeah.
There was bridge section and there was road sections.
Did you operate machines or?
No, well, look, sometimes you'd be on a roller, a packer, or something like that. They had
This
the
was a
labourers.
big project, 427.
It was, yeah, it was a big project at the
Yeah.
time.
And you stayed with it for a while.
Pits were doing it. Yeah, I stayed there for quite a while.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to other jobs that
Yeah.
came up.
Now, in the meantime, you're working in Toronto. You kept visiting your mom in Ireland.
Oh yeah, whenever I got a
So you
chance.
never
yeah.
forgot your
Oh no,
roots,
no, I went home to see her as often as you could.
And
you
you
know.
went to see your mom.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I went back in Christmas '68 was my first trip back.
Yeah.
So it was quite the trip, you know. I mean, it was,
Yeah.
it was nice to see her, and well, she did good on her own, you know what I mean. She wasn't.
Yeah.
Well, she had in the little neighbourhood, a lot of.
I'm sure you helped her financially as well.
Oh yeah, we would always send her something, you know what I mean.
And during one of those visits, you met a lady named Monica,
Yeah,
who became your wife.
yeah.
So you have a new girlfriend.
Oh, I had it that.
You're
Yeah,
in
well,
Toronto.
we knew each other for.
You're getting rich.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really impressing her at that time, but
You did, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tell
She
me,
wasn't
did you get
taking
married
any-
in Ireland or?
Yeah, I got married in Ireland.
Oh, you
yeah,
did.
Yeah, because
So you went back to marry
I went
her?
back in '72, 73.
72.
Yeah, and we got married at Christmas. It was 29th of December, 1973.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then eventually the two of you.
Yeah,
obviously
then
came
she got her
together.
papers and she came back with me
Yeah.
at the end
Was
of
this
January.
a quick trip, or did you stay?
No, I stayed for 6 weeks at that time. That was
Oh.
quite a bit.
Quite a lot.
Usually go for 3, you know, that's, you get a flight, you know, like a
Was the honeymoon
charter.
in Ireland or here?
It was in London, England. We went to London. Yeah. We went to London for the honeymoon. We went, because I was going to stay in Ireland and travel. But that time, there was a big gas shortage. You remember the prices, the gas?
Yes.
And I wasn't promised. I rented a car, but the guy said, you know, if you leave the area, nobody knows you, and they won't give you the gas because it was rationed. And it was terrible. Then we took a flight to London.
Yeah.
We stayed there for a week.
You went in style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we stayed in hotels and
Back in Toronto.
Yeah,
You got involved in the subway tunnels. I know a lot of
yeah,
workers that worked in the tunnels. That was harsh work.
yeah.
was it not?
It was harsh work. You know what I mean. For a lot of the guys, it was hard work. But I was lucky enough. I was on the locomotive, driving the locomotive.
But you still had to
Yeah.
work
Oh,
under
yeah.
a certain amount of pressure.
Yeah. Oh, you were.
Inside.
Yeah. Yeah. We had maybe 20. I don't know. Was it 15 or 16 pound pressure?
Yeah.
Air pressure.
Did that affect you?
It didn't.
Your
If
health?
no, it would have if I had stayed with it.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of guys get their hips. It affected them, and they had to get.
Yeah.
We used to have to wear a dog tag around your
That's
neck
right.
that you were an
You
air
worked there
compressor.
for 2 years though.
Yeah, but it wasn't. We weren't all the time in the air.
Oh,
you know, it would
no.
depends on where you were going through a wet spot. They would put the air pressure on.
Earlier you told me that one of the big challenges had to do with a disaster.
Yeah,
What was that all about?
that was before my time. It was in 1960, I think it was. It was around Hogs Hollow. They were doing a tunnel there, and
Collapsed?
yeah, well, there was something happened. There was a fire or something, and
But you were not.
no, I wasn't in it.
involved.
No, I wasn't
I
in
thought
it.
you
No,
were in it.
no,
No.
I wasn't. That was
So-
before that.
So
yeah.
while you were in the tunnels, there were never any big accidents.
Nothing very serious. Lucky enough, you know, we had a fire in there with straw. The guy was welding, and we used to use straw at that time to put behind to keep the silt, the sand in. You know,
Yeah.
it was tough because you know you were fighting the ground all the time. You know what I mean, and especially in wet ground, because you
Isn't there also a little bit of fear that there may be a collapse?
Well, no, the subway tunnels are pretty good because they've got a barrel effect, you know.
That's right.
You know. But we were losing the segments that time, you know. But they
Yeah.
were small. We were doing it for the TTC, like Young Street. I worked from Lawrence Station to Hogs Hollow up to York Mills.
Oh, in the subway.
Yeah, we did that section.
Yeah.
That was in '72, I think it was,
Yeah.
around that time.
Now, you told me that earlier that you got laid off between projects. You sought help from Local 183, which provided employment opportunities. A few out of town. You transferred quite a few times out of Local
Yeah.
183, but you ended up in working in the viaduct pipelines in North Bay.
Yeah, we worked
You
around.
left Toronto.
Yeah, I worked
Now, you
around.
were married by then. Did you have children?
Yeah, my two.
Did they go with you?
No, I would come home and try and come home on a weekend if I could. We usually worked Saturdays on the pipeline, so you didn't.
No, the pipelines, the viaduct, was it a big
Oh
project?
no, that was in
North
Calgary.
Where?
In Calgary, we went to Calgary in
But
in
didn't you
'80s.
work in the pipelines in
I
North
worked
Bay?
I worked North Bay and up as far as Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Different.
These were
Yeah,
pipelines.
pipelines. Yeah,
Okay.
and.
Was it also a tough job, or?
It wasn't bad. It was, depending on what you were doing too. I used to do a lot of sandblasting on the pipes,
Sandblast.
Yeah, and coating the
You
pipe,
never got hurt in these jobs.
No, I never got hurt in a job.
You were
Yeah.
safety conscious. Eh?
Well, yeah, 183 always was were very much into safety,
Now, you mentioned Calgary.
Yeah.
Dam?
We did the Dixon Dam. It was up near Red Deer, Alberto.
That's a
and,
huge
yeah.
project, too.
Yeah, it was a big project.
You were
yeah.
there for 6 months, I think.
About 6 months I stayed there, and then,
Yeah.
well, my wife was down here, and my two kids were on E. The twins were on E.
They were in Toronto.
Yeah.
Did you visit?
I would come back once for a week.
Yeah, Calgary is
yeah.
kind of far.
Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't come home every weekend, you know what I mean? It was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a week off, and I came home, and then I went back out, and then there was a strike out there, and then I came back to Toronto.
Yeah. Now, you worked for Local 183 for something like 44 years.
Over 50 now. I got my 50th from 183, my gold card, as we call it.
Yeah.
So,
Now,
which
you
was
struck
nice.
me as a very hard-working man.
Well,
How many hours would you say you were working in some of these
Some of
projects?
these
I think
projects-
you told me before, like 12 to 14 hours.
oh yeah, that was a normal day. Often worked, sometimes on the pipeline you could work from 18, maybe 20, 24 hours sometimes.
Never got tired?
Well, you weren't doing a lot of work, but you had to be there 24 hours.
But at the
you
end
know.
of the day,
Well, yeah, sometimes
Weren't
it
you
was.
tired?
Yeah, you were tired.
14
You were always tired
because
when
all of this
construction.
work that you've done is hard work.
Yeah, there was no.
Physically.
Yeah, it was very physically work. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the older days, there was a lot of work. Before like when I started out, there was no such thing as a backhoe, a small backhoe.
Yeah.
There was no Kubotas or anything like that. They were all big, heavy equipment, and most of the equipment that time weren't hydraulic. They were just cable,
That's right.
and the cables break. Then you have to have help
Yeah.
in there to put them together.
Now, we talked about your family, wife, 3 children,
3 boys, yeah.
3 boys. Twin boys and 1 girl?
No,
2 girls.
no, I have no girls. I have a
I
granddaughter.
have it written
Yeah.
down as twin boys and the girl.
No,
Am I
I-
confused or what?
Yeah, sorry
So it's
about
3
that.
boys?
Yeah, 3 boys I have. I have 1 granddaughter.
Are you
yeah,
sure, George?
Yeah, that I know of anyway. So,
You have 4 grandchildren as well.
yeah,
But going back to your work, when you were working so hard and sometimes absent from your family, how much of a toll was this on your wife and children?
oh, my wife was very good like that. She was able to handle them. You know, they spent a lot of time with her mum, more so than they did with me, because I was never home, and then when you be home, you get home at 9, 10 o'clock some nights from work, and you just spent a little time around the family and then back again, go to bed because you had to get some sleep,
Any regrets that you didn't spend
No.
more time?
No, I would have liked to have more time with the kids, when they were younger,
Yeah.
take them
But
to
you
stuff.
knew also that you're providing for them.
Yeah. I missed out on a few dates and stuff because
Yeah.
I was out of town, When you're out of town, you miss out on stuff. But
Yeah.
you go where the work was, I mean?
Yeah.
You had
Did you
to.
have time to be involved in the community?
Not much, no, because you were working. No, you were working all the time.
Club? Church?
No. Church, well, we'd go to church on a Sunday.
You'd go to church?
Yeah, if it was.
So you had
Yeah.
time for God.
Yeah, a little bit of time for him once in a while.
But you were not that involved in any clubs or any...
No, I wasn't involved in anything,
It was
did
just work?
just work, you know what I mean?
Uh,
It's a boring life for a lot of people
No,
who look
no,
at it
no.
and say,
no,
you must
I'm
be
not
crazy.
No, I'm saying work, because you're a hard-working man.
No, I work. But, well, if I was home on the weekend, we'd go out
Yeah.
with the family and that.
Now,
But
you've been... but you told me once that you used to do some curling and bowling.
oh, yeah, I did it when I was younger, you know what I mean? Before the kids come along, I used to do a bit of bowling.
Oh, yeah?
And the bowling club. I did a lot of it when we came to Edmonton first.
But not lately.
No, I haven't done it now for quite a few years. I used to take the kids bowling
Yeah.
when I'd be working in town and
Any
on the
traveling
weekends.
at all?
Pardon?
Traveling? Any traveling? To
Well,
Ireland, for example?
I went back a few times to Ireland, and me and my wife, we took a trip, and before the kids came along, we went to Hawaii for a couple of weeks, which was nice,
Yeah. You see big changes in your town?
Oh yeah, big time,
The last
big.
visit?
Yeah, wouldn't know the landscape has even changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's highways where there used to be byways.
that's right.
So it's a big change.
Now you've been retired for about 10 years now.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah. Retirement. Now
Yeah.
time to amuse yourself.
Oh yeah,
To spend more time with the family. Is that what you're doing?
yeah. I spend a lot of time when I can with the grandkids.
You have the
And I
grandchildren.
try to get my son or my daughter-in-law to go out on the weekends so we can have them.
Yeah.
They can stay over for a sleepover.
What
They-
about for your own amusement? Have you gone back to curling, for example?
No, we do go out. We go out. Well, during the pandemic now, there's nothing.
I know
you
it's
know what I mean?
difficult.
Yeah.
Now, are you doing still any work?
Yeah, I'm working for a friend. I do a little bit. He's a builder, and
Oh, so
And,
you're still helping a friend?
yeah. Well,
what?
he does a lot of high-end houses and stuff like that. And I do a little bit of cleaning
You
for.
can get away from that.
Yeah. No, I love doing it now. It gets me out of the house. Because I can't sit home and do nothing. I have to do something.
You got to do
Yeah.
something. So it's going to be work till the end.
Oh, yeah. I guess I hope so.
Do you have any plans in your retirement?
No, I'm not a big person to travel. I had a brother now, and he died, but he used to love to travel a lot.
Yeah.
He would go all over the place. But I'm not interested in going anywhere.
You say
I'm
you're
a
not-
home bird.
You're not a big person to travel, but
No.
you've been a very big person to talk to. I really appreciate your
thank
work
you.
ethic
Well, we
and
try
your
to.
passion for doing what you've enjoyed doing.
Oh, I enjoy doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that some people would not touch with a
Oh, I know.
with a long
yeah.
pole because
Yeah, I know. People
I
love
could
to.
do what you've
Oh, you could. You
done.
just think you can.
not.
It comes natural.
But it was
yeah.
nice to be here with you.
Nice
Thank
to
you
be
for
talking
taking
to
the
you.
time to share your life path, and hopefully I'll see you soon.
Sure. Thank you
Yeah,
so
maybe
much.
at
I
a
appreciate
club
it. Yeah.
or-
We
Who
met.
knows?
Who knows? We never know what we're going to see
Take
each
good
other.
care and thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
you
you.
really
And
enjoyed
thank
it.
you
Yeah.
to the audience for being with us. Until next time, thank you.